Hey everybody, so my name's Jay. So one thing that I noticed with the latest Minecraft update 1.17 is that it requires Java 16, which is not something that is as easy as just doing a yum install command on CentOS 7 and CentOS 8. So what I wanted to do is to make a video to show you how to install Java 16, specifically here on CentOS 8 Stream, and how to set up a basic Minecraft server on Linux. So first off, just to show you, so we're going to do a yum install Java. So what's this going to install? Well, it's going to install Java 1.8.0 OpenJDK, which is not what we need. If you were running a Minecraft server for 1.16, I'm pretty sure that would have worked. I want to say it does. But with 1.17, you're going to find that it doesn't work, and that the latest you're going to be able to do with a simple yum install is like up to, I think, OpenJDK 11. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go to oracle.com, and specifically, I'm going to be downloading the Linux 64 RPM package. So I'm going to go ahead, yeah, sure, I reviewed that, download it, and while that's downloading, one thing that you're also going to need to get then is WinSCP. Now I already have WinSCP, but WinSCP is an FTP client or SFTP client. We're going to be using it as an SFTP client. So one thing we see, our Java just finished downloading here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open WinSCP, and we're going to need to connect to our server. So I'm going to find its IP 192.168.0.101. Go back here, 192.168.0.101. I'm going to log in as root. Go ahead, log in. Which, if this is the first time you've ever connected, it's just telling you, hey, this is something new. Yes, all right. We're going to navigate to my downloads, and I had actually already downloaded it once before here, so you're just going to select it and go to upload, and then this will go, and it should go really, really fast. So we're going to go back to the server, because by the time we finish this, it's going to be ready to go, and we're going to do a dnf local-install./jd, hit tab, hey, there it is. And what this is going to do is it is going to install Java 16.0.1. Now, if you have an existing server and you're upgrading to Minecraft 1.17, you're going to need to install OpenJDK 16.0.1. And one thing that you might need to do is switch which version of Java is actually being used by default on your Linux server. And I will show you that as soon as this finishes installing. It should finish installing here very quickly, I swear. It's trying its hardest. Hey, see? Look, you just got to reward it. So what you do is you do alternatives, config Java. So as you can see here, it's showing that we have the Java 1.8.0, which I want to say is actually just Java 8.0, and I'm just calling it 1.8.0. Either way, though, we see that in the selection, there's a plus sign next to 2, which is correlating to our JDK 16.0.1. If the plus sign was not on that, we would need to hit the corresponding number. For us, we just need to hit enter, and boom, we are good. So now that you have Java, the first thing you're probably going to want to do while you're still root is you are going to want to add in your ports on your firewall. So using CentOS 7 or 8, what you're using is FirewallD. So the commands are going to be firewall-cmd permanent, all right, which if you want to for testing, you don't have to do the permanent, but I have faith in myself here. A lot of well-placed faith, perhaps. If I could learn to spell, it would be much better. In fact, I think that I just did it. Boom. Oh no. Much better. See, it said success. All right, and I'm just going to do TCP. I can't remember off the top of my head, so I'm just going to do both. And so what that just did is it opened up ports 25565 for UDP and TCP. So that's the default ports for Minecraft. If you were running Minecraft on a different port, you just change the numbers there, 255, 75, 85, 95, 80, you know, whatever numbers you would want that you have available on your firewall to do port forwarding on. So now that you've set that though, you're going to need to do a service FirewallD restart. So what that's going to do is it is going to restart our FirewallD service so that way those ports that we just added in are now live. Without doing that restart, I guess you could reboot your server, and then whenever it comes back up, it would be working, but you might be out of luck for a minute. Either way, so we just got our firewall set up. The next thing that I always like is screen, which in CentOS 7, if you have the everything CD, you would just do something like a yum install screen. Sadly, CentOS 8 stream here does not have that. It doesn't know what I'm referencing. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a yum install epel-release, and what that's going to do is it's going to get us a additional repository that we can check, and in that repository we can do a yum install screen, and if you look, it works. So what is screen going to be doing for us? Well, it's going to be working similar to, I guess, alt tabbing in Windows, I guess might be the best way that I can explain it. It's going to let our Minecraft service continue to run while we minimize the application pretty much. So we just got screen, we got FirewallD, we got our Java. The next thing, I always like to do a useradd and make a user. For us, I'm just going to make it MC for Minecraft. And then I'm going to switch over to that user. I'm going to do a CD. I'm now in the home directory here. So I'm going to make a directory /Minecraft. All right, ls-l. Boom, look at that. So I'm going to go inside of this Minecraft directory, which is empty, just waiting for us to download the server.jar. So what we're going to do for that, we're just going to go over to minecraft.net and download the server, which you do not even need to own Minecraft to do this. Anybody can do this. It's a superpower that we as people get. So I'm just going to do a wget on that link there, and it's going to go ahead, do its thing, download it, ls-l, and we have our server.jar. Look at how awesome we are. But you're not going to want to type in a command every time you want to start your server. What you're going to want is a script. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to use nano, and you can use vi if you want, and I'm going to make a start minecraft.sh. It's just a shell script here. I do my favorite little thing up here. Alright, so the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to have this script change directory to home/mc/Minecraft. So what that's going to do is if this script were ran from anywhere, it would reference, well, it would change directories back to the Minecraft folder where we have the server.jar, and it would run it from there. So that way we can put this script in like a cron tab rule or something to be ran, which I guess in cron tab I think you can also mention the working directory. But either way, this makes it so we do not have to worry about that working directory being someplace different than where this is being initiated. So what we're going to do is we're going to do java/xmx, and I'm just going to go 3G and /xms 3G, and then we're going to do -jar server.jar no GUI, which that's a pretty standard setup of the command. People who use Windows are going to be familiar with that. So I just went ahead and made that. If I do an ls-l, it's there, but not tab completing because we need to do a change mod. I'm just going to do a change mod 755 on the start Minecraft, and what does that do? It makes it so we can launch it. Isn't that awesome? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start our screen here, and I'm going to do /start Minecraft. So what's going to happen here is it's going to start generating the files, it's going to generate the EULA, and it's going to fail because we need to get into that EULA and accept it. So one thing though is that the server properties does get generated. I'm just going to nano inside the server properties. There's all sorts of things that you can change here prior to actually starting your server. Let's say that you did choose a different port. This is where you would specify that. If you already have a world file and you have it named differently, you can change the name here to reference a different world file. You can change the number of users that are able to connect, the max players, all sorts of stuff. So pretty useful to be able to edit that before you actually start your server. But we're going to go ahead, get inside of this EULA. We're going to change from false to true. Bam. And then we should be able to do our start server here. I'll start minecraft.sh, and it should actually work, which will be cool. Alright, so yep, alright, that's positive stuff there. It's starting, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start Minecraft over here, just so that way we can make sure that we're actually able to connect to it here. So just waiting for this to finish. He's doing his thing. Alright, he's done. Alright, so with screens, I'm going to hit Control A and then D, and then I'm just going to run a clear so that way we can actually see what's going on. And then I have already forgotten our IP. It's 0.101. So I'm going to go ahead, go to Minecraft, multiplayer. I'm going to add a server here, 192.168.0.101. Hit done, scroll down, and then I should be able to join this server, assuming that I didn't make any silly mistakes. But oh, hey, bam, we are inside of Minecraft. Isn't that wonderful? I think it's wonderful. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and disconnect there. So at this point, the server's running, but you'd need to do port forwarding. Now, there's all sorts of tutorials on port forwarding. My home router is absolutely going to be nothing like anyone else's. I would recommend to specifically try and look up your router on how to do the port forwarding. It's pretty simple, and a lot of people have guides. And after that, all you would need to do is let your friends know your public IP, and they should be able to connect to your server here. So I think that's it for me. If you guys would like some additional videos, see how you can set up, backups, make it so that your Minecraft server is automatically backing itself up every 24 hours, some things in Linux to have your Minecraft server start whenever the server restarts, something that checks to make sure the server is up and hasn't crashed every so often that restarts it. I would say just let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a good night.